Welcome back to the Dorian Finance Podcast. If you're new to my podcast, it's about finance, business, and much more. The weekly trades were Nvidia and Apple, and Nvidia already did their stock split, and it went up about 8% since June 6th. Apple is still going up. They reported earnings. They reported that they're going to do AI, and to be honest, you have to see what they're going to do before really buying into them. Right now, it's just buying into the hype of AI, which I can't really see Apple increasing too much further than they are now. So I actually sold them before they got a pullback or anything like that to lock in my profits. Let's talk about Nvidia because it was at one point the largest company in the world. And Nvidia is a American technology company known primarily for its graphic processing units, GPUs, founded in 1993. So they're not an old company, or they're also not a young company either. And they are established themselves as a leading player in the computer hardware industry and many different other parts. We're talking about GPUs. The main thing that keeps on driving their price is AI and machine learning, the data center and cloud computing, because you have to have their cards to be able to have strong enough computers to be able to do cloud computing. Video gaming and esports use NVIDIA a lot too, and deep learning and AI research, again, AI, that are all bringing them up. Another thing that also brings up NVIDIA's prices is they use them for Bitcoin mining, and a few other cryptocurrency mining uses them. But they're mainly right now is speculating on AI because they are the leaders. But again, it's hardware, not software. So if they create too many chips, they can't sell them in a timely fashion, they're stuck with the product. And how does Nvidia make money? Nvidia as a company generates revenue through various streams, which I like a lot, primarily focusing on hardware, sales, software, and services. I like that because you have the hardware, which is a one-time buy, software and service, which is an ongoing subscription model. And to repeat myself on some of their hardware and stuff, the number one thing is their processing, their graphic cards, and their GPUs, and then their data centers. Their chips are used in automobiles as well, licensing and doing IPs with them, and then their software, and then they're relatively using their stuff for cloud computing. How to start investing in the stock market. First of all, what is the stock market? This is where people buy and sell stocks. What is a stock? It's a small piece of any publicly traded company. Think Apple, think Microsoft, think Amazon, think Nvidia. All are publicly traded companies, and you're buying it with the hopes that the company's management does a good job and that they make more profits and more people want to buy into the company, more sales happen so that your shares increase in price and you can sell them for a profit. Or if a company does very well, they might give a dividend, which is they are giving you money for holding your shares of stock for a specific time period. And we'll get into that. The next step is your budget. You need to make sure that your income and expenses are ideally where you have more income than expenses. And the money that you're investing with, I try to make it that for beginner investors, have the mindset of two different things. First of all, that you are going to college. And what I mean by that is that you're going to be investing and losing money for about 4 years or longer without any returns because you're learning how to do it. And then the other method is you're investing the money that you are willing to just throw away or burn. And the reason why you want to have this mindset is stocks can go up and down. And the more money you have invested, the more it goes up and down. And you can literally see where you've lost thousands of dollars every day. And there's days when you are up thousands of dollars. The stock market is not for someone who can't hold their emotions. And then you can talk about risk. Are you willing to have a stock go down by 50%? And really, it's about finding and managing your losers, because your winners take care of themselves. Where if a stock goes down 50%, it has to go up 100% just to break even. For me, I personally cut my losses before it hits 50% in the loss, unless the company really has a good reason for it to be able to increase and come back. Most of the time, they don't have a good enough reason for them to be able to come back. So I usually sell the stock, take my losses, and try again. And then it's really about, you're looking for growth, which is a stock going up in price so you can sell it for more, or income, where it has a good dividend and it keeps on growing the dividend for income. If you have 1,000 shares of company, that can give you several $100s, or depending on the company, thousands of dollars. And the more shares you have into that, the more income you can generate with the stock market. So that is really, number one is your budget. You want to make sure that you're investing with money that you are willing to lose for several years. Your risk factor, if a stock goes down by 50%, do you sell it beforehand or not? And also, are you looking for growth or income? Because if it's an income stock, it usually doesn't grow as much as a growth stock, because they're giving you their source of revenue that is used usually to grow the company more. And you can play with the bigger stocks, or you can DM me and I'll talk to you more one-on-one. So I don't want to recommend an individual company, because even if I recommend a company that is number one, factors change by the day. I imagine you have more questions to how to invest in the stock market. Please message me. I have X, I have Instagram, I have a YouTube channel, all of which will have some sort of video on investing as well. Yeah, if you have any questions, ask me. I will be with you as quickly as possible. And I'm not a professional, so this is stuff, my opinions, not really investing advice or professional advice. This is just what I personally do day to day, that type of thing. And do me a favor and follow me on TikTok and YouTube and my social media. And if you like my podcast, please follow my podcast. Please rate my podcast, as I can say podcast. My podcast, 5 stars. Thank you very much for listening to the Dorian Finance Podcast.